Hello everyone! Today we're going to learn how to work with WordFast. WordFast is one of the products of the company that we all know, SDL, that produced Stratos, Casulo, and other tools. So as a linguist, you have to make sure that you have a licensed version from WordFast 5 Pro, this one here, and you got to know that you have two scenarios you might receive to work with. First of all, let's start opening the tool. Just like we said, as a linguist, you might receive one of two scenarios that are here in front of us. The first one, which is a bilingual file, and the bilingual file in WordFast always in extension TXLF or TXML. And here, because I have another tool that opens the same extension, so I open the tool so I can open a TXLF, as you can see here. I'll just go to WordFast. You can drag and drop it here. And here it gives you the wizard of creating a new project. So you give it a distinctive name. I'll call it, for example, test. I want to save it where I can get back to it. For example, this one on my desktop. I specify the source language. The source language is already specified. I can also add more languages. I can add like French. I can add Deutsch. Deutsch is German. Okay. And so on. I can add as much as I can, as you like. Okay, and here is the wizard of creating a translation memory. So if you are sent a translation memory with the file, you can simply go to add and add it local, just specify its place and select folder. If you don't have one, just go create and give it a name, and then specify the language pair, and then browse for allocation. And you can actually control its priority, whether it's primary or secondary, which means that like you can get back to it every once in a while, or read only, which means it's for reference. Okay, always remember that it's going to be in TMX, which means it is for exchange. Same if you received translation memory with the file, it will also be in TMX, so it can be read on WordFast. Okay, I'll pause this. For example, also, if you want to add a term base or anything, you can go to glossary and you can create yours, or you can add if you were sent one. If you want to add more files, you can add it from here, or you can add it from here. Just specify the file that you want and it will be added right here. If you want to add reference files, for example, style guides or anything, you can just go to reference files. Let's go right down here. If you received already a translation memory and you want to pre-translate files before you start your own translation, you can do this from here. If you want to run an analysis report on the documents and it will be saved in front of you, you can simply also do this from here. So if you want to go further in the options of the translation memory, you can do this by checking this box. Okay, so I will create my own project now. Now it just gives me a summary of the bilingual files contained, the translation memory. I added glossaries, reference files, blacklists, or anything. I just can go on OK. Now I can see my project and file in this tab here, and this is my file. But I double click on it, it will open in my editor. Now let me introduce you to the view before we start. First of all, this is the source column. This is the target column. This is the status of the translation memory, whether it's translated. This is the term base, and this big pane is for a lot of things. The translation memory lookup, if you looked up anything, it will appear right here. If you want to add notes, if you added notes, for example, here on this segment, it would also appear right in here. Segment history, trans check, which is the QA. If you want to see the errors in detail, it will also appear right in here. So now let's go to the translation process. Now the translation process is really simple. It has actually two important points: the translation process itself and the color code. Let's first go to the translation process. First of all, when you want to translate, you write whatever you want and press on Alt down. Alt down. Okay, as you can see, it was pink. Now I will try here. As you can see in the score right here, it is pink, which means that I tried myself in that translation, or I touched this segment. But after I inserted in the translation memory that I created, you simply see it turned into purple, or this purple, which means now it's confirmed. So by moving to the next segment, it's actually means confirming this segment. Now, as you can see, if there are any tags right here and you want to preserve the tags, you can simply go to get copy source to target, for example, and now you can insert your translation within just to preserve the tags, or simply press on Alt S to copy source to target. Like, let me see here, Alt S. Now it has moved to the target column. Now, if you want to search in the translation memory, of course, my translation memory here is new, so there will be no results. But if you have a translation memory, if you were provided translation memory and you want to look it up, you can simply do this from pressing F8 or function F8, depending on your on the type of your PC. As you can see here, I can, for example, and I split this, and as you can see here, it has become here now beach. Look up beach in the translation memory, and the translation memory results will appear right here. Okay, if you want to add a term like valley and valley here, if you want to add a term, you can simply do this from add term, or you can simply do this from add term right here, this icon. Of course, I haven't created any glossaries, but I mean, it will be. Let me create a new one. Okay, valley. Now, if you want to add a description for it, you can simply go for this. If you want to give it another, it will be like this, and I click on OK, and simply it will appear right to me here. If you want to add a comment or a note on any segment, you can simply select the segment that you want to comment on, and then press Alt Shift plus N. Now it can see add edit notes, and you can type whatever notes. For example, this segment needs example. Click OK, and if I went here, I would see that Iman al-Bahiri, this is me, I added the comment and said on the date blah blah blah, type of translation, and the details of the comment that this segment needs fixing. Now, let me just sum up this little part what we elaborated on. That there are two important things right here. As you can see, the translation process, and we have passed this. Alt down to confirm, Alt S to copy source to target. To search in the translation memory, you press on F8 or function F8, depending on the type of your PC. If you want to add a term, you can just select it and press on this icon, plus icon, okay? Or you can simply press Alt Control T. If you want to add a note, you can right click and add a note on the segment that you want. Or if you want to use shortcuts, you can press Alt Shift plus N, which means adding a note. And the other thing, which is the color code, as you can see, pink means it's translated. Blue, purple means it's confirmed, and blue means that it is retrieved. If this one, the score here, it was retrieved from the translation memory, then it's, instead of the purple or the pink, it's going to be in blue, which means it is retrieved from the translation memory. Now, after you finish your translation, you of course would like to go through a QA check. And the QA check, as we all know, it consists of two parts. The first part is the spell check, and the second part is the quality assurance check. And to go first for the spell check, you can press F7 or function F7 again, according to the translation, the type of your laptop. And now here, let me show you something. When I clicked on F7, it told me that there is an error happened initiating my spell checker language because it's not supported here on WordFast. So that's definitely okay. You can go from preferences right here. And let's go to spell checker. I make sure that I enable spell checker Microsoft, because sometimes Handspell doesn't support all the languages the same. So I will enable Microsoft Office, and still, if it's not supported by your Microsoft Office, you can simply download the language package, so you don't get lost in finding errors or typos. Or you can also customize this by checking the spell errors as you type, instead of waiting to press F7 every time and then. So you simply do this, click on OK. I will enable this because it's really helpful. I click on OK. It's updating my preferences. And when I go to click on F7, now it tells me here that this is a total mess. This is a spelling typo, of course. If you want to ignore, you can simply ignore. If you want to ignore all the errors that appear to you, because I just translated 2 segments and that's not a big deal. If you want to add it to a dictionary, that's also okay. Okay. Now the second thing is the QA check, which is the quality assurance check. I can do this from going to review tab, and I can see spell check file. I can do this from here, and I can go for the trans check, which is the QA check from here. Trans check segment or trans check all. So I go for trans check all. And the good thing, actually, that it gives me a detailed feedback about my translation. So it tells me, for example, if I had retrieved anything from the translation memory, it's going to show me it in colors: exact match in green, fuzzy match in yellow, exact match in red, and fuzzy in purple, dark purple, if you want to say. I saved that in the term base that I created. It tells you like a progress, or I would say change track. It tells me here that the errors of the empty segments are that number, the tag checks, missing, spelling check, empty target check, and a lot of details, tag check, a lot of details. It will be contained in your report. And it gives you here a summary of the total warnings. So once I click on OK, I go to trans check here. I find that in this segment I'm standing on, there is this error. For example, if I want to ignore, I ignore. If I want to fix, it would tell me the where is the error. And if I want to move to the next error and so on, I can also ignore the warning if I want and keep going. If you want to save this report, it would be saved like this in a web page format, HTML. I can go and put it right here. Just right click, save as, and locate it, and then click on save. Now, if you went to the place you specified, you would simply find it here. Okay, you can name it for the project. You can do whatever. Or you can simply go to File. Okay, Project Files and Transcheck Reports, and you can save it. Report location, just locate it. Put it here. Okay, after I located it and named it with the project, for example, test here, I can run my transcheck. And it would open the same thing, but now I know where I kept it. Now, after I finished everything and I want to deliver the file, finally, I can go to after I have finished the file, translating the file, I go to the editor once again. After finishing and running all the spell checks and solving all the errors, I go to save file as translated if I want to give it in a clean form. That was the clean form of it. Or I can go to save as if I want to relocate it. Or I can click on just save if I want to save the things where they are, I mean in its original location, and simply I can go back to it if I want to complete the file. Just be aware that whenever you solve the QAs, the QA errors that appear to you, they are just fixed in that form, but they are not fixed or redone in the translation memory. So be aware that if you want to fix things in translation memory, you go to for translation. You go to translation and you try to commit all. So you want to save it in the translation memory, the translation memory of the project. Okay, otherwise they will just be translated in the file only and will not be updated in the translation memory. That was it for the first scenario of receiving a bilingual file to be translated on WordFast. The other scenario is the GLP, and we will see it in a while. But before this, we have to know how to analyze the volume we are about to translate. Just before you do anything, make sure that you close your project from here and then open it once more and click on Analyze. You can customize your analysis report from here. You can specify a new percentage for the fuzzy match. Also, you can log the segments that are 100% match, and also other things here. You can also export the reports from here in the type you want. Either it's in a web page or a PDF or XLS, which is Excel sheet, and place it somewhere you know. Select the folder and then click on Analyze. This is a summary, but if we went to the place we saved, okay, it was here. See, WORDFAST here. As you can see, this is the test analysis report. If we double clicked on it, you'd see the summary that it has been given to you already. The new, which is the no match. So that was it for the first scenario, which is the bilingual file. Now we will go to the GLP, or the global package of WordFast. Coming to the last scenario that a linguist would receive, which is the GLP, or the global package of WordFast. And the GLP always comes in this extension .glp, the global package, as you can see. So with a double click on it, it would open in a WordFast, but personally, I like to go from within the tool and import it myself. So import package from here, and I browse for its place. This is it. This is the GLP. Now I specified its place. I create a new project. I make sure that this one is checked. I go and make a place where it's going to be imported. So I'm going to give a new folder, and I'll call it import of GLP. And then I select the folder, and then I click on import. Now these are all the files that are contained in the package. Now, because some people might forget, now the package is different than the bilingual because the package contains many folders. It also could contain a lot of translation memories, and the translation memories might be like online and offline. It is bigger than the bilingual file. So as you can see here, there are multi files. I can click on any file that I want to start my own translation in. I go through the same process of processing a bilingual file. Like I press Alt and Alt down to confirm. I press Alt S to copy source to target. The same thing I used to do in the bilingual file. So I click on OK, because here my translation memory and the term base are online, so I'm unable to connect to it. But anyway, this is the same view. This is everything. If I want to partially deliver, I would deliver after closing it. I will deliver the file here from file as save file as translated, and I save it as translated. but this is for the partial delivery. But if I finish this file, for example, and I want to proceed for the next file, I just click on save, and I'm confirming and updating the translation memory as usual. I just click on save and go to the files, start the next file, and so on, and the file after, and so on. But if I want to, finally, I have finished my files with the QA, with everything, and I finalized the whole translation process, and I want to submit the package fully. I closed it. Now I go to export package, and when I export package, it's going to be in the same form, GLP, and it's going to be in the same icon, not like Trados or anything. Okay, so as you see here, I export the entire project. If I want to specify a language, a target language only to send, then I can choose this, and I choose the language I want. So I will choose the entire project, and then I name the package if you want, as you like. I specify a place to keep it. I'll choose WordFast here, and I would select the folder WordFast, and then I click on export. If I went there, now here is the GLP after exporting. You can analyze the same thing. You can analyze it the way we processed the bilingual file, and everything is the same. Just this step of exporting and submitting fully, and submitting partially. That was it for WordFast. Thank you very much, and I will see you in a new tool. Bye.